South Asia is witnessing political tremors. Bangladesh Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina has stepped down and has fled the country. Protests that had been ongoing for weeks against the government and its job quotas turned into celebrations as the news of Sheikh Hasina's resignation spread. The army has taken over Bangladesh. Now, for more on this, we have with us Ali Riaz. He is an American political scientist and a distinguished professor at Illinois State University, who is joining us live from Chicago. Welcome to First Post.
Thank you.
Now, Bangladesh Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina has quit and the army has taken charge. What's your first reaction?
My first reaction is of relief. Bangladesh has this opportunity now to rebuild itself. Over the past 14 years, what we have seen is an autocratic regime that has ruled the country. This is a fluid situation, understandably, and we don't know the entire how it would unfold. But one thing for sure, that the people have expressed their will, and they have finally brought down an autocratic regime under the leadership of Sheikh Hasina. But going forward, there are many challenges, and these challenges has to be navigated very cautiously, because it is a difficult moment for the nation as well.
Absolutely. And Professor, Sheikh Hasina has been forced to quit, but by who? Is it the protesters, the army, or on her own?
It is the protesters. There's no doubt in my mind, because over the last couple of weeks, the resilience of the protesters and their dedication and the contribution they have made, lives have been lost, hundreds of lives have been lost, and it is them who have forced the regime to quit. Sheikh Hasina was forced into this kind of situation because of her own arrogance, own making, nevertheless. But it is not the military that actually pushed her out. Military, as I see it now, is basically working towards a transition so that a national government can be formed, including all political parties and all kinds of opinion, including those who are in the street, basically the students who spearheaded this movement over the past weeks.
Professor, there are celebrations in Dhaka. Protesters have stormed the Prime Minister's residence. Do you have any details about the mood on the ground in Bangladesh?
Celebration to begin with, but at the same time, as it happens in this kind of situation, there is a little bit of chaos and confusion that we are witnessing. There are incidents which is primarily a reflection of the anger and that they have, the pent-up emotion that they're expressing. Definitely those are not something that should have happened, but often in this kind of situation, those things happen. Sooner those things stop, sooner a political process takes up a shape and a government is installed and all sorts of peace is established. But remember that this is a very fluid situation. This is not the end of the process, just not even beginning, in the sense that the process of reconciliation is there, rebuilding is there.
Can you elaborate for us the reasons that forced Sheikh Hasina to step down after being in power for 15 years and being the longest-serving female prime minister in the world?
Largely, it is a rebuke. It is the rejection of the autocratic regime. Basically, what she has done over the years, that she elected herself, so to speak, because 3 elections that we have witnessed, 14, 18, and 24, all of them were fraudulent. Practically staged, managed by her. So there was lack of legitimacy. Even though she claimed to have won the election, people knew that they have not voted. It is not their government. So there is always this disconnect. And then this government continued repression. These are the situations that led to this downfall. And this downfall was evident in the sense that the way she tried to cling on to power. Look, over the last weeks, more than 300, 400 people have died. We don't even know the exact number of people.
Professor, does this now open the doors for the return of the BNP and the Khaleda Zia camp, or could Bangladesh continue to be under military rule?
At this point, I don't see this characterization is correct that it is under the military rule, because we don't, military has not officially, so to speak, has taken over. What I see, what I gather, what is on the ground, that the military chief of staff, he had meetings with some of the major political parties, not necessarily all of them, understandably given the circumstances. So instead of characterizing it as a military rule, I would say let's look at it as a transition phase. We don't know. And my understanding, military is not going to take it over. Rather, they will try to facilitate this process. And I hope so, because otherwise this would be another round of, discontent and demonstrations.
Yeah. And where do you think Bangladesh is headed now?
At this point, there are opportunities, as I mentioned, there are possibilities that we can see for democratic renewal, but it is a long way. It's a long process, but immediately what needs to be done is to have a government which is largely, broadly representing the various sectors of the society, civil society, and then political forces, and these demonstrators and others, so that there could be a renewal program. I insist on the word renewal because it is, over these years, the institutions have been decimated, and also the democratic process has been so much vitiated, so much undermined, that it needs to have some tough decisions to make. And most importantly, it needs to incorporate the people who actually brought down this autocratic regime.
Professor, thank you very much for being with us and bringing us all the latest on the news coming out of Bangladesh.
Thank you.
Across continents, one powerful news source.
Bringing you diverse perspectives on the issues that matter.
We go beyond the boundaries to give you that little extra about every sporting moment. So thank you for making Firstpost 5 million strong. We're counting on your support, and you can trust us to bring you the news unfiltered and unvarnished.
Climate change is on our doorstep. It's time for a revolution to take root. And it starts with 1.4 billion Indians. It starts with one tree for humanity, one tree for Mother Earth, one tree for a future. Project One Tree, a News 18 network initiative.
On the show today, the T20 World Cup bandwagon has moved across to the West Indies. What can we expect from this?
Hello, I'm Ali Riaz, coming to you from Durban, South Africa. Today we have a special show.
Start with a report on India's shifting nuclear posture. The first time since India officially became a nuclear power.
Hello and welcome to Firstpost America. I'm Aaron Ham, coming to you live from the nation's capital in Washington, D.C.